standing here with two of the brilliant executive producers of The Big Bang Theory. Welcome.
Brilliant is a strong word, but thank you.
How is your guys' Comic-Con going so far compared to years past?
You know,
Everyone's a little different.
It's a little different every year. I mean, I think that there's been a lot more to do on our first day than there has been. There's been a lot of.
In year one, we weren't sure if people even were watching the show or were going to show up in the panel. I remember Chuck and you guys were all saying, well, all right, look, there may be no one here, but we'll do our best and we'll answer the questions and we'll make the best of it. And then we walked out and the room was full, and that was our first taste of, wow, maybe people actually like this show.
And now to go into, they moved it into the big room, and so you go in and there's 7,000 people.
You're giving away trips to space now.
And we give away trips to space.
I mean, season one, where you're like, you know what, we should give away a trip to space.
It's surreal.
We tried to do something fun every year. We had the Bare Naked Ladies one year, and we had Carol Ann Soucy, who's the voice of Mrs. Wallowitz, one year, and
I think you topped yourself this year.
This one was pretty good.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So let's talk next season. You know, there's lots going on in the show with relationships, with Penny, with Leonard, with Raj, with everybody. Where do you hope to see the trajectory of the show go next season?
We kind of follow along from episode to episode. We sort of say the only difference between us and the audience is we're about 3 months ahead of them in finding out what's happening, but we still find out a week at a time.
How excited was he to meet Leonard Nimoy?
Bill was very excited. I think part of why Bill created this show was in the hopes of getting to meet all the people we've gotten to meet, and that's really worked out. Bill, even though I told that silly story about Bill jumping over the railing to meet Leonard, he handled it well. I was excited to meet him too. It was a big day for us, for sure. I mean, I know growing up, I went to Star Trek conventions all the time. I assume you did too.
I did too. You know, the day that I talked to Leonard Nimoy on the phone, that he called the office calling back to talk about doing this, and I had earlier that day talked to Will Wheaton about something, I think non-show related, and I'd had an email from LeVar Burton. And I emailed LeVar back and I said, if I could somehow tell 13-year-old me that I would know this many people from Star Trek and talk to them on a regular basis, he would drop dead. And LeVar...
13-year-old you was too busy being shoved in a locker to really care about.
That's true. But the best thing about it was LeVar wrote back and he said, me too.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I love that.
I guess it's kind of interesting that the show has taken on such this iconic, some would say Star Trek-like cult following. So what's it like actually having created something that you idolized way back when you were 13? Like, this is now people's Star Trek.
It's an overwhelming feeling, and the non-joking, honest answer is it's really hard to process, because when you write a show, you know, as Steve uses the term, you work in a bubble. You know, we sit in a conference room and you write the show, and you sit there and you say, I want to write the best episode I can, or the best scene, or the best line, or the best joke, or whatever. And then you meet people whose lives have been affected by the show, and it's almost hard to process. I know you had an amazing experience. You did, Steve and Johnny Galecki did a USO tour and met military families for whom the show was important.
And it was overwhelming, because you meet these people and then one-on-one, could you sign this DVD? I watch the show with my family all the time, and he just was deployed to Afghanistan, and just to meet people one-on-one and hear just how it touches people, it touches us. I think Johnny and I were ready to burst into tears 4 times a day in Japan on that USO tour, and Comic-Con's the same way. This is where we get to meet people one-on-one who really care, and we really care about them, and we were fans of shows growing up the way they're watching this, and Bill said it best, it's hard for us to process. It's really special.
So let's kind of talk about the couples. Where do you think we'll see Howard and Bernadette next season?
Well, Howard and Bernadette, I think, they love each other and are married, and I think that, you know, of all the relationships, theirs has the clearest and easiest to understand complication, which is his mother. The other two relationships, the Sheldon-Amy relationship baffles us. And
You created the show.
but we sit in the room and Sheldon, we talk about how Sheldon refuses to move forward in the relationship, and then somehow, well, what if Amy did this? And then we'll go, that would do it. That would do it. And it's sort of like a chess game. So that's an odd one. And then Leonard and Penny, you make the comment that they're certainly each other's best friends. Are they meant to be each other's romantic partner? And that's a complicated question.
Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And we're trying to figure that out in the same way that Leonard and Penny are.